When are we going to get hair and makeup people?
Welcome back, everybody. This is A Minute with Stony Stone and my sidekick,
Darren with SIFT.
Darren with SIFT. What does SIFT stand for? I always forget.
Standard Issue Fishing Team.
Standard Issue. He is standard issue, all right. I
Yeah.
can tell you that.
Yeah,
Hey, we got
extraordinary.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Woohoo!
Woo, woo. And yesterday was like Star Wars Day or some bullshit.
Yeah,
May the 4th.
Yeah.
I think it was more like I think of May 4, May 420 more, but I like it.
Yeah.
Good safety meeting today. I always have a good safety
We
meeting.
know you're simple-minded, Stoney. It's okay.
We got so happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. We got a great lineup tonight. We got Brian Willits from Johnson's Bait and Tackle. We're going to get to talk to him. We're going to talk about Clash of the Titans round 3. And for you guys who don't know yet, you'll find out how that went. And then I want to talk a little bit about fishing etiquette, or I want to say fisherman etiquette. We're going to talk a little bit about that because it's just been a shit show of stupid videos and people acting a fool out in the water, and it just blows my mind. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. It goes back to my saying that we keep saying. Do you remember?
No.
You don't remember. Just do
better.
Just do better, man. Come on. That's all you got to do. Just do better.
Yeah.
Anyway, without further ado, we're going to jump right into it today. What do you got?
I got to do one thing.
Uh-oh.
I got to give a shout out to my sister. I know she's probably not watching. A happy birthday, Kristen.
Oh, happy birthday. We're not going to sing. You know, I will sing solo.
Will you?
Solo, she can't hear me. So
Okay,
there you go.
perfect.
Dun-dun-dun. This is why I gave up comedy. I do not do that.
Okay, now we can go.
Now we go. So we got Brian Willits on, and we got to find a way to unmute him or have him unmute and get going. And Brian, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
Oh, look. Good.
How you doing,
You
Brian?
figured it out. Look at this. These guys that say, I don't know how to get on. I tried it. It doesn't work. I'm like, it's not that hard if Brian can figure it out. I actually did a test. I sent the link to my wife and said, here, open this. She's like, why? I'm like, because I want to see if you can do it. Because I was thinking, if she can do it, anybody can do it. And she did it the first time. I'm like, whatever. So, Brian, welcome. Welcome as our guest.
How we doing? How we doing? Thank you for having me.
Doing good. So, I didn't give you any clue of what we're going to talk about. So, I want to put you on the spot a little bit tonight because that's what we like to do.
That's fine.
It is A Minute with Stony Stone.
Yeah.
I want to go back a little bit in time. When I moved to Marysville, it's probably been, 7 years or so. Moved to Marysville, started my photography business, started doing things out there. COVID hit, just blah, blah, blah. COVID hit. I went in the garage, found a little fishing pole, and said, I'm going to start fishing. So what I do, I go to Ellis Lake, and I start throwing, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I catch some little bluegill and stuff, and I keep seeing pictures and stuff on Facebook of people with big old catfish out of Ellis Lake. And so I'm like, I got to figure out how to do this. So I go to Johnson's Bait and Tackle. I still remember like it was yesterday going in there. And I think Brian was in there. And then what was that Asian dude's name? I forgot his name. Come on.
Daniel Hurd.
Daniel Hurd, right? Oh, man, I know. You just got to use a hot dog. Just get a hot dog and go to this party and do a little map. And so I went out there and used the hot dog and 10-pound catfish. I'm like, oh, I can catch fish, right? Well, then I started thinking, I'm going to start doing videos. And so the very first videos I did of like the episode 1 of Old Bars Fishing is at Ellis Lake. Where I'm going with this is, I had to go buy tackle, right? And so I found Johnson's Bait and Tackle. And so I went in there and met all the crew there. Brian's there and Mike, who used to be the manager there, and Daniel. And what's cool with Johnson's, their turnover is not that high. So the guys that are there are pretty knowledgeable, been there a long time. So I like going there. And so I started going almost on a weekly basis type of thing. We started doing more videos and started to get better at what we do. And we're actually starting to catch a little bit of fish. But I honestly thought that these guys would sit in the store, see my truck pull up and go, hey, let's see how much we can get this fucker to buy today.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
I go, hey, I'm gonna go to just name any lake, Camp Far West. We're gonna go bass fishing. What do I need? Oh, we got the perfect stuff for you. He's like, oh, these lures and jigs. And then I walk out with $500 and a new rod and happy as a camper. Go out there and not catching goddamn fish. Go back. What am I doing wrong? But it became a routine, right? It just came and here we are. That was in 2020, and here we are 2025, 5 years later. And
they made it through COVID on your back.
They did. I helped support Johnson. But the point is, there are a bunch of great guys there, and I got to know them on a personal level, and that's why I wanted to get Brian on, because Johnson's Bait and Tackle is amazing, one of the best tackle shops around, not just Sutter County, all over, the best tackle shop. Very knowledgeable people. You guys are seeing how I promote the tackle box, right? In Chico, they're not even the same county, but I do a lot with the tackle box. The one thing the tackle box does not have is Brian, or any of the stuff, right? Well, what I'm saying is that you go into, and it's not a slam on the tackle box. It's Kevin's got all his products in there and everything, but the staff is not grown. They're not seasoned. They're trying to figure things out. I'm with Kevin, and they get phone calls all day. They'll just call Kevin. What do I do this? How do I do this? The store doesn't know what they're doing yet, right. And that's not a bad thing. It's just they're growing. They're new. They're trying to figure it out. But you want people that are knowledgeable, like now, go to Johnson's. So with that, Brian, tell us about Johnson's. How long you been there? What can you tell us about that place?
Man, I've been there. Yeah, you're right. It feels like it. I've been there that long now, So I've been an employee for going on 7 years.
How about the time I met you?
Yeah, pretty much. Manager for the last year and some change.
Okay.
So, I love the store. I love working there. I love fishing too, although I don't get to do a lot of that right now.
Gotta learn to delegate.
Yeah, don't get to do a lot of that. We pride ourselves in what you're talking about. Having somebody there that has knowledge of just about everything. But most of my guys there have like a key specific fishing that they do really, really well. They could do all kinds of fishing, but they have one species that they like to do the most, or they're really good at. For the most part. Terry.
Terry, yeah. Terry.
Yeah, Terry. Terry's a good trout fisherman. He can bass fish too, but he excels at trout fishing pretty much. It's what he loves to do. Tony Mello, he's our bass guy. That dude's in his 70s and still going strong in tournament fishing. I can only wish I get to do what that guy could do. So.
Yeah. And then what about you?
Me, I was a big river rat for a long time, but like I said, this last year I haven't really had the chance to fish like I should have. I do a little catfishing too. Yeah, bass fish just a little bit, but stripers are what I like.
No, right now stripers are for heavy. A lot of the guides, a lot of people out there are just nailing them limits every day, boils. It's been crazy, especially up towards Colusa, Teasdale. Up there.
Yeah, where they keep feeding them.
Oh, we keep feeding them salmon. Yeah. Yes. Keep feeding them baby salmon. No, let's not make this a political show because it could get very. That's a hot subject. It's crazy. The striper season's been great. A lot of people coming in and buying a bunch of product, I'm assuming.
Oh my God, yeah, it's like I guess this is my first year pretty much running the store, and the amount of inventory that we blow through is insane. Like I'm still like getting to that point where I got to figure out, to make sure that I have enough product, not to over order certain product. It's been busy. I mean, the last few weeks have just been insane. Crazy.
It's got to be hard for you guys to figure out what product to carry, right? What do people want and what sells? Come in the door, right?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's been a lot of swim bait fishing, guys that are trolling. I mean, minnows too. Oh my God, the amount of minnows we go through is pretty remarkable. And the feather's not even fishing like the Sacramento is. So they're coming to us to even get their minnows before they head over to the Sacramento.
Yeah. What's funny is I still have not caught a fish on swim bait.
Really?
Well, that's not a surprise though, right?
Yeah, that's no surprise. I mean,
it's no surprise. But Anthony can throw the hell out of swim bait. He does great.
He does. He does. And I've seen him catch a tree.
We call those fish sticks.
Oh, fish stick. Okay.
Yeah, fish sticks.
3-pounders.
Yeah.
30 pounders, right?
3 pounders.
Broke them off too. It fought hard.
So, Brian, one thing that you guys do there at Johnson's Bait and Tackle is you do quite a few events every year, right?
Yeah.
What are some of your bigger events that you guys put on?
Well, Striper Fest that we just had, a couple of months ago. That's probably our biggest one. It's become an annual event now. This
Yeah.
year was incredible, man. Attendance wise, all that. Did I lose you guys there? Oh, there you are.
No, we're still here.
And then we try to do a customer appreciation day as well.
Right.
Probably around towards the fall, something like that. Is when we'll do that. But Striper Fest has been our main thing the last couple of years, and this year it was huge. Next year is only going to be bigger. I'm hoping we can still fit it in the parking lot.
No, totally. So it's funny you talk about Striper Fest, right? And as a lot of you guys know and follow everything we're doing or that I'm doing, is I've been working a lot with Kevin Brock, and the last podcast we did with him last Thursday, we kind of changed it up and didn't talk a lot about fishing. We talked more about his personal life and getting to know him and how we met and one of the things he mentioned, and the reason I bring this up is he's talking about him and I met during Striper Fest. Not this last year, but a couple years ago, and it was just interesting, interesting the perception or things I didn't know. Right, so this was totally unscripted. We just kind of went through it, but he's telling a story about his thoughts of me.
Pretty good thought.
Did you see that? Did you watch that, Brian?
I didn't get to see that, but I could only imagine. I could only imagine.
So he says, now that I know you, I could actually tell this to you. But he's like, I saw you there at Striper Fest, and Brian, said you were a good guy, but I've been watching you online. I've seen who you were hanging out with and some of the things, and I just couldn't be around you. You just weren't, the kind of person I wanted to be just from what I saw, right? And then here you are, and you're flirting with the owner's daughter. You're doing this MC thing, trying to be funny. He's like, this guy's trying to be funny. He's
trying very hard, always trying.
One of the key things was back when you used to think you were funny.
Yeah. And so then he says, the only thing I could think of to remember your name was you were Stoney Baloney. He's all, you were just full of baloney. And he says, and I'm telling you that now because now that I know you, he's all, you're still full of baloney, but you're a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm using that. I am using that for sure. Using that from now on.
But it was just kind of cool, and I look at how things go full circle, right? As I've met Brian when I didn't know anything, I still don't know anything, but I've gotten to know the people at Johnson's, right? All the different guys. I help support, a lot with things in the past and the future. It's whatever Brian needs, he just calls and we walk through things. I've done some of their events with them, and it's been a great friendship and a great partnership, and I'm glad that we do support you guys, and that they're big supporters of Old Farts Fishing and what we do, so we appreciate that as well.
Yeah, I support all the help. I appreciate all the help that you've done for me. With certain computer work that I'm just a bonehead with to, MCing our event for us. I mean,
and just because I'm with Kevin doesn't mean I don't have the love for you guys. You guys still have a special place in my heart, and you always will, and it's just, I run a business and I do things that are fishing related. And the one thing about Old Farts Fishing is we promote a lot of different people. We're not exclusive. Now, if someone wants to start writing me some big checks, and I say I can be exclusive. But
we'll get exclusive real quick. Don't you worry about that stuff.
But no,
you can't forget who your mentors were.
Oh, totally. And there's so much knowledge and stuff I learned from these guys, and it's been great.
Yeah. I just wish they would have told you the truth.
What?
Yeah, that he can't fish.
Taught me how to fish. Well, it's not that they do know how to fish. It's just you can't teach an old dog sometimes, and it's like I go out there. Like I said, I haven't even caught a fish on the swim bait yet. I have a shitload of swim baits, or we learn a little bit every year. We get a little bit better. We had a great striper season last year. This year we're struggling a little bit, but I'm filming with other people and getting lots of video of some big fish. I just haven't caught some big fish myself this year.
Yeah.
That one you guys caught last week was a good one that your brother caught.
Oh yeah, that 42 inch. Yeah. And he didn't lose it either.
Monster.
So it's funny is that video, the one thing you don't see that I cut out, and I think I left one or two of them in there. If he loses his fish, I'm throwing his ass in the water. I must have said it like 20 times in that video, and I'm like, okay, I think I've said enough of it. I'm going to cut it every time I edit it. But I was like,
Ruben, at least you had a good net, man.
oh, well, he did it okay.
Yeah.
Kevin missed a couple spots. He took so much crap about his net job.
Yeah.
But the thing you guys got to realize is that in that part of the river, the current's ripping pretty good through there. We had to chase this fish down from where we were anchored up, through the anchor, followed it down, and it was kind of coming up, and you got I hate to say it, but you had Ruben on the rod. It's like it's just Kevin was trying to coach him, get it, and it was a shit show but at the end of the day, the fish got landed. Took care of it. In the video, you'll see the catch and release. We released it, revived it. We talked a little bit about that, and it's a good thing. And it's just so funny how social media is, right? You got this great striper video, and then you look at the comments. 95% of them are positive. Good job, you guys. And then you get those 5%ers that from your net skills suck, and why are you should kill that fish. It's eating all the salmon, and it's just all the comments just go crazy. Even to the point where one guy was like, because he knows Kevin's a guide, he's like, it was like, what did he say, like $1,500 and $300 from the boat ramp just to go catch some fish, 300 yards from the boat ramp. What a ripoff. So I'm like, what a jerk. So I replied back, says, what you're paying for is the knowledge, and if you want a boat ride, go book a cruise.
Yep.
I mean, you don't have to have a long boat ride to go catch fish. You have to know where the fish are, and they just happen to be across from where the dock is.
Yep.
And it's not like that's the only spot he knows. He goes up and down the river, but why go and spend a ton on gas when you can go right there?
Yep.
And limit up.
Well,
100 yards and be done.
Activity of people that, they can't do better, so they got to bring others down.
So what do you do when you had a boat full of guys? You had 6, like last week, I think it was, you had 6 people, full boat. They launch at like 5:30-ish around, right when the sun's starting to come out. They limited out 6 limits by 6:30.
Well, then you go.
What do you do the rest of the
You go fish for baby salmon.
So I guess you go take them
There's
for
plenty of those in the river right now.
You go take them to do a boat ride now. I don't know. You catch
a
and release.
3-hour tour. 3-hour tour.
But Brian, we appreciate you getting on here.
Where can we find you, Brian?
Yeah, you led it to me. Look, my producer's already coaching me right here. So where can we
I've been waiting for you to get there for the last 15 minutes. Jeez.
We want to get a hold of you guys. Where are you located? What's a good number to call? All that good stuff.
Oh, for Johnson's Bait and Tackle, we're on 298 Garden Highway, Yuba City.
Okay.
Phone number is 530-674-1912. Call. Our hours right now are 4 to 6, 4 a.m. to 6 p.m. So we're opening up early. Get you guys out on the water early.
Very good. And you got minnows?
We do have minnows. We're also taking minnow orders too. If you call us the night before, we will count out your minnow order. That way you run in, pay, we load you, you leave. You're not having to sit there and wait for us to count out, 6, 12 dozen, so it's helped a lot, man. We've had a couple of times where I think just this last weekend, we had a guy come in and take 32 dozen. My guy had to go out there. Yeah. He's like, I'll be there in 40 minutes.
32 dozen. I don't even know if I can count the 32 dozen.
I was going to say, it'd probably take you 40 minutes to count 32 dozen.
Yeah, it was a lot.
I'd be like 1, 2, where was I? Oh, 1.
You guys are on social media as well?
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram.
Okay.
I think that's pretty much all we post on, though. We do have a website, johnsonsbaitandtackle.com. You can order online as well.
We'll put all those links and things on the thingamajig and the video. You'll see all those links and stuff. So
cool.
Perfect. Do we have anybody that's online that has any questions for Brian? We're going to do this real quick. Either speak up or nope. Is there anything?
People online.
Nobody else?
Anybody got
Yeah.
questions?
Oh, perfect. Brian, you're welcome to stay on, listen to the rest of this chaos that we talk about and silliness, or you can drop, but whatever you want to do.
What are you guys about to talk about? Your latest
We're
catfish
going to talk
tournament or
about
the next
Clash of
one?
the Titans that happened this weekend. We're going to talk about the Catfish Bash coming up. We're going to talk about a bunch of different things. We just got on a tangent and just started talking, but
Yeah,
that's kind of.
unfortunately, I'm not going to get to fish the big derby this year. I'm not going to go over there this year.
Oh, to the Clear Lake Derby? Yeah, we're not fishing
Yeah,
either.
yeah, I'm not going to be there either.
Well, what you
It was
need to
like
do, and I haven't seen you yet, is sign up for the bashes. It's a 1-day dash for the cash. You got to get out there for that. It's 1 day.
Is
Good
it
little-
over there?
Yeah,
Yep.
Clear Lake.
Is it a
Yep.
Clear Lake?
Catfish
Oh, okay.
Bash. Next one is coming up in June. I don't have the date
Yeah,
exactly.
June
I'll put
28th, I believe.
28th.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday.
Is it biggest bag? The biggest three fish?
Biggest
Yep,
three.
it's just the same like tournament style, the 3-day
Okay.
tournament style. It's a 3-bag limit, and I think they pay down to 3 spots, and they have a big fish prize, and they have a blind bogey prize, so you can enter. I think to enter everything, it's like $250, or you can enter $150 and just pay the entry fee, pay the extra 50 for
okay.
big fish, and the other 50 for the blind bogey. And
Yeah.
the blind bogey is kind of cool because they just draw a random weight,
Whoever's closest.
whoever's closest.
Oh, okay.
All could be big. You have no idea.
Yep.
What day is that one?
28th of June.
28? Oh, okay. Still
It's the
some
last
time there.
Saturday of June, which I'm pretty sure is the 28th.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
But,
it's the last Saturday.
You can go to the Catfish Bash page. All the information's there. Flyers,
All
what
right.
have you. I need to bring some flyers in and put them at Johnson's for you guys.
Yeah.
We got like 18 teams registered at the moment, and we usually get a lot of last minute people because they don't want to commit so early. But we always get those diehards that will register like as soon as we open it up, like within a couple days after the last bash. So
Yeah, I
You
believe
got to get
All right.
that blast off.
get that blast off number.
I believe we're at 17 right now, right?
18.
18. Okay.
Yep. Cool.
18
All right.
teams.
Right
Well,
on.
Brian, thank you again for coming on. You have any questions for us?
Yeah.
Anything you want?
No, like just appreciate the opportunity to come on here and just talk a little bit about it. And you know, the awareness of the store now since you started helping us anyways has already gotten pretty big.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I'm not a big social media guy myself. I mean, I got my own jig head and I try to promote it as much as I can,
So
but
tell
even
us
there
about
for
the
a
jig
while.
head. I forgot to mention it. So tell us about your jig head that you have there.
Well, I designed one off of an old mold that I had, and I was pouring it out of my garage for a while. It got to a point to where my friends wanted it so much, or buddies, that I couldn't keep up with, with doing it. So I partnered with Rick Teets and Blade Runner Tackle, and that dude's been a rock star for me. Within a month, I was already had prototypes from a mold that he had done, and got those, fished them. They caught fish, and next thing you know, Alan Fong's shooting videos with them, and it's a wrap now. Can't even keep. Garrett Dixon just did a video with them on his thin swims, so now they're just flying out of there like crazy too.
It's awesome.
So,
It's great. See this thing that
3
we're
different
about.
sizes.
Yeah.
Yeah, quarter ounce, 3/4 ounce, half ounce, and 3/8 ounce. The half ounce heads come with 4 and 5/0 hooks for 4 or 5 inch swim baits. 3/8 ounce heads are 4/0 hooks, and 3/4 have the 5/0. But good strong hooks, good bait keepers. That's what makes them a little better than the others.
Very nice.
Nice.
So get in there, support Brian. The one thing that we're about, Old Farts Fishing is about, and a Minute with Stony Stone is definitely supporting small business, support local.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can go to Amazon and buy all this stuff, but you're not going to get the knowledge. You're not going to get things that are made here, sold here, and support the local economy. That's huge. It's what makes everything go around is a local economy.
For sure.
We appreciate it greatly. That's for sure. Not having salmon season. I mean, salmon hasn't really been. Yeah, we're hoping that'd be great. I hope It's going to be a madhouse out there, though, in that small stretch of
It will
river.
be.
They're going to let everybody fish.
It'd be like
Yeah.
the
I
Rogue
think
River of
it's going
California.
to
Yeah.
be it's going to be insane
The
watching all
boom's
those
gonna be
people out
on it.
there. But not having a salmon season does affect that place, quite a bit. It really
Yeah,
does. We
totally.
get into the slower, and then plus they're taking, they took sturgeon away,
Yep.
at least in our end of the river. So having a salmon season this year man, that's going to help a lot.
Very
So
cool.
we appreciate
All
all
right.
the support, though. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right. So, Clash of the Titans went down this weekend, the number 3rd round. And it was, you got in. So at the beginning, you weren't even part of the deal. You were
Nope.
just an add on. There was some normal catfish drama
Yep.
that took place, and you ended up getting into the bash or
Yep.
into the Clash of the Titans. So tell us, how'd it go?
It went like shit.
How do you really feel?
We went out. Me and Chad, we went out pre-fished the week before, and we killed it. We were like, our confidence was through the roof. We're like, yes, we got this. We're gonna do great, And then we really got humbled.
You got humbled.
We went out there and it was windy, and we don't fish the wind. And
Windy wasn't even. It was like
Yeah.
30 to 40. I mean, it was
yeah,
way
it
3
was
foot.
nasty.
It was big.
nasty. We were getting wet in the boat. I mean, we were taking waves up over the bow. We were doing the best we could, but like I said, we don't fish the wind a lot, and it definitely shows.
Yeah.
We got a little help, and we did end up getting 2 fish back to the dock. We didn't weigh them in because we knew we'd been beat. By noon, we hadn't caught a fish.
Yeah.
And I pretty much was resigned to
You're
lost
done.
this thing.
You ready to go to lunch?
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I got my hat is off to Russ and Steve.
Duncan.
They killed it.
Bugman.
They killed it. They 64 plus pounds.
Yeah.
Was it?
Had a 25-pounder.
Yeah. So they killed it. I mean, they know how to fish. They definitely outfished us.
Mhm.
And my hat's off to them. And all I can say is thanks to Chris and Viola for having us and letting us be a part of it. It was good times, and learned something.
Very cool.
Enjoyed having you.
What's that?
I said we enjoyed having him.
Yeah. So I want to bring up the elephant in the catfish room.
Okay.
Of-
Okay.
So I posted a video I threw out there of the day because we didn't fish the tournament. We were there to support it, do some footage of the weigh-in and what have
Mhm.
you, and I was out there, and when I took off,
Just out there causing trouble like
Causing
always,
trouble.
Stony Stone.
we had went to a spot that I'm not gonna say where it was. People that know, but we went to a spot, and then all of a sudden here comes Russ and Steve Duncan, right? So they're coming. I'm like, oh shit, I'm in their spot type of thing, right? Because I knew they were fishing the tournament. We're just out there having fun. So they come drifting towards us. I drift towards them. We exchange a few words. It's like, hey man, how's it going? I was like, oh, we got one that broke off. And we're sharing some information. And then I told Anthony, I said, look, they're fishing the tournament. Let's bounce. We're just gonna go find another spot. So we got out of the nice, calm water where there's no wind,
Mhm.
going into Crooked Bass Alley and go, what the hell? This is a ocean out here. So we
Yeah.
tried dragging Bass Alley and went, yeah, this thing where we pulled one fish out though. We actually did pull a fish out of that. And I said, no, we got to go find a cove. We got to go find shelter. So we took off, and our intent was to go over by Monitor Island and Pirates Cove. But the closer we got there, the waves got bigger and bigger and bigger. So I tucked into, I think it's called Lily Cove, tucked in there, and there's like no wind. I'm like, oh, sweet. So we started fishing there. We started hooking fish up left and right, left and right. Well, then I got curious to say, well, what's Darren doing? So that's when I called you. Say, how you doing? He's like, oh, we ain't got a fish.
Nothing.
So me just like trying to be friendly and just like, hey man, come over here. We're out of the wind. Where there's some fish here. Just come over here and see what you can do, right? Well, apparently there's a rule about no buddy fishing. After the safety meeting today, I started thinking about, well, buddy fishing, is that like buddy fishing when you have a team, like a bunch of you guys in a tournament, and you're talking with your buddies and you can't fish?
Right.
Or can't share information? Well, I wasn't in the tournament. So the buddy rule shouldn't apply, right? But nevertheless, you didn't do anything wrong. You're fishing your thing. I called you and said, hey, come over here. So if anything, it was my bad. I screwed up.
He
I
wasn't
shouldn't have done that.
so-
It didn't help you anyway. So,
It didn't help me.
but imagine if it did. Imagine
That's
if,
what you get for listening to Stony Stone.
yeah, you probably would have been better off not listening to me. You probably would have caught more fish.
No. I mean, at that point, really, honestly, we hadn't caught any fish by noon. Like I said, I had resigned to, we're going to get skunk, we're going to pull a Daniel and not bring anything in. And it was a blow to the ego. I mean,
Dude,
it definitely a little hard. I've only fished Clear Lake for about a year and a half now. Started thinking, oh, okay, I'm kind of
You
figuring
got this out. You got it figured out.
No, I don't have shit figured out.
So welcome to the I don't have shit figured out club, because we've been
Yep.
there. We've been in tournaments. I think one of the bashes, Anthony and I only turned in 2 fish, and it is very humbling.
And I'm going to say, if there was that rule and I didn't realize it, see it, remember it, whatever it may be, me as the captain of the boat, I'm taking responsibility.
Yeah.
Either way, you told me whatever, I'll take responsibility. And if that was the case, I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
No, but same with me. But you did say when we had our pre-meeting, when we're downstairs in the safety meeting, talking about, well, when I fish it in July, that you're going to go out, support us, and they're going to be calling me on purpose. Hey, here's the fish. Hey, here's the fish. And then they're going to protest. Well, Stoney's disqualified because he was getting buddy help from Darren.
Yeah,
and then you're going to laugh.
I can't let Stoney win now.
I'm already jinxed before he gets started. I'm like, what the hell? No,
So-
but the Titans is supposed to be a fun
Yeah.
thing, you know, a little bit looser on the rules, a little bit, but you know, there's still rules. And
Yep.
you know, what I'm going to say is, any tournament you enter, it's your responsibility to know the rules, remember the rules.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's all I'm going to leave it at. Is yes, you know, you guys saw the video, it's out there. Did it help? No, that's not the point. I shouldn't have been helping it, but it's all right. I hopefully I'm forgiven and I'm not putting the penalty box too much, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Because you know that Facebook fire just goes and people just start
Oh, yeah.
ripping on you, and all of a sudden you're like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
So,
But it is what it is. We learned that, you know, we're going to move on from it. And
oh yeah,
like I said, thank you, Chris and Viola, for having us. And thank you for Steve and Russ for beating our ass.
well,
and humbling us and, you know, teaching, letting us know we've got a lot to learn, and then we got to get out there and put in some more practice.
yeah, and one of those older podcasts, you know, we kind of took some bets on, you know, not real bets, but just some who's favored over under type thing, and you know, I look at the one with Hook 'em Big and Richard, and you know, in my mind, Hook 'em Big was favored.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened? They didn't catch a fish.
Yeah.
Yours, I thought, you know, Loners was favored.
Yep.
And that one panned out.
Yep.
Mine coming up, if we beat Kai Powell, that's an upset to me, because those guys are great fishermen.
Yeah.
They know the lake, you know, a lot better than I do. I'm
Yeah.
still figuring it out. Like you said, when you think you know, you don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's very humbling, and all I can do is put in the work and see how we do against them, and just keep learning.
Yep.
But we will be fishing together still. We will be doing our
Oh, yeah.
things that we do. It's just when it comes to tournament time, I don't know you.
Yeah.
Go away.
Yep.
Leave me alone.
Yep. It was good though.
Yeah, so Clash of the Titans, I think the number fourth one is me and Kai Powell, which will be in July sometime. There's a flyer, there's stuff. I'll look it up. I didn't write the dates down, but we will be going a little different. We're going to be fishing on a Sunday instead of a Saturday, and I think, you know, the agreement is we're going to go launch at a lake port instead of the Redbud or Oakside.
Yeah.
So a little change up, right? And, you know, luckily I do know some stuff on that side of the lake. It's been a minute, but I'm going to have to go pre-fish and check that out, and there's no date on it.
No, there is a date.
Is there a date?
Yes.
Oh, May 3rd. No,
July 13th.
July 13th. See, that's why I have a good co-host. July 13th. They believe that's a Sunday, and we'll be out there doing Clash of the Titans. So there you go. That's what happened with Clash of the Titans. Chris, Viola, thank you very much. You guys are putting on a pretty cool show there, and definitely like it. And again, that kind of came out of Catfish Wars, right? Came out of the bash, as I started a little chat group for the Catfish Wars thing going on. And this kind of just blew up in there, and Chris threw it out just out of a whim. Hey, we're going to have 10 teams. What is it? 10 teams,
Yep,
single
10
elimination,
teams, yep.
5 transfer to a championship. Who's in? It was like $250. Boom. He filled those spots in an hour.
Quick.
I mean, It was
Next
quick.
year, I want to double it to 20.
That'd be
20.
fun.
That would be fun.
And I promise
And
I
then,
won't talk
then
to Stoney.
the top 10 teams go to the championship.
Good
Okay.
stuff. You know what I like is you go back in catfish world history at Clear Lake, right? And again, I'm not the historian. I don't know all the history. I know of when I started,
Right.
right? And it started around the whisker chasers or what it was, and it changed into Kings of Clear Lake, and the Derby's been there forever. And the bashes kind of started, and then you got Chris doing his thing. You got Richard now taking over the Catfish Classic, or it was Kings of Clear Lake, but the Channel Cat Classic that he's doing, Triple C, doing that. So all this thing coming out of the woodwork. There's been guys over the last few years. Oh, they got some big tournament, and I've yet to see the big tournament.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have $100,000, and so Richard's the next guy up, saying they're gonna have a big tournament. So I'm just sitting here. Let's see. I hope he does, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's bad. You look at how many catfish tournaments people are trying to do. You can probably count them on two hands through the whole year, right? And Jake's got 5 of those.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, Jake's got 5, maybe 6. I don't remember the exact. About 5, 6 with the championship.
Yep, with the championship.
And then you got a bunch of the Derby and other guys trying to do things.
Yep.
It still is a drop in the bucket to the number of bass tournaments on that lake. Last time I looked, 96 bass tournaments.
Yeah.
And I think permit-wise, there was only about 5 or 6 or 7.
Those bass holes pulling the money.
Bass holes, yes. So someday we'll be catfish holes.
Yes.
I don't know. But what I like to see is people like Chris and Richard and Jake and all the guys doing things. Is they're doing something.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I think people lose sight of, is that we're doing something we love to do, which is fish, and guys like to compete, and women. We're seeing more husband and wife teams and coming into the mix, and it's all about the camaraderie, the fun, and you start making it too technical. It just.
Well, I've seen, and I don't know who it is, but it's on Facebook. One of the locals, I want to say it might be Daniel. He's been posting this thing lately on Facebook saying, "Let's make catfish fun again. Catfishing fun again."
I gotta make a hat.
I'm like, holy crap! That's what it's about. That's why we do it. It's fun.
It is, but then I don't know if I want to use that with our current climate in political terms, regardless of where you fall. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. We don't want to touch politics or religion,
but that's the whole thing about it. It's got to be fun. I mean,
it has to be fun.
We've talked about it. If it gets to the point where it's just not fun, then it's not worth doing.
And I talked to a few guys today.
Do better, more fun.
Do better, more fun.
For sure.
And I talked to a few guys today with this whole thing that came up on the video and stuff, and had a few conversations. And again, I think people really just want to have fun, which leads me to kind of the fisherman etiquette that I wanted to kind of touch and have a conversation about. Is I don't know what is wrong with people. I don't care what kind of fisherman you are or who you are. It's just like, it goes back to what I've been saying. Just do better. And people aren't doing that. They think they own the water. They can't get along. You guys are doing something you love to do, which is fishing.
Yeah.
Why can't you give you a little space, or be a little more cordial and friendly? And it's just, I don't get it.
They didn't have good dads.
I don't know. Something's going on with their head. Too much stink bait or something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
or
probably the stink bait.
Triple X blood we're using. I don't know. But it's just kind of be aware of it. I've had my issues on the lake. I was one time at Clear Lake at the Oaks. I was launching. We were getting off the water. I was there with Anthony, trying to think who else was there. Was another boat there that was with us, and there was some guy fishing off the dock, had his lines, I don't know, way out off the dock. And there was 2 or 3 boats trying to maneuver around there. And so I'm trying to just wait for Anthony to get the truck. And I made this turn and apparently crossed his lines. And I didn't see his lines. It wasn't malicious. It was just trying to avoid boats. Let me see, boats or lines? What am I going to hit? Yeah. And I didn't even see his line. So it wasn't like I was trying to. I just, all of a sudden, every F word and this and that, and you got my lines, and I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. Let me get off the water. No bullshit. I'm like, wow. I'm like, there was no like conversation, no friendliness, and I wasn't, people that know me, I'm not that guy. But he wanted to fight on the dock, and I'm like, no, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Overfish.
Yeah. Well, not even overfish.
Well, over his line.
Fishing line.
I would paid whatever. It's like, but as soon as he went there, I'm like, F you, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
We could have worked something out, but now you're being a dick. I could have been a new best friend, but no, we became an enemy in my mind.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of that. People trying to run you over in their boat, or you're on my spot, or it's just insane. And you see it all on Facebook. You see all the videos of, and it's entertaining to watch. But I watch them and go, what are we becoming? What are we becoming to?
Ridiculous.
So I'm going to get some stickers, some hats, say just do better.
Yep.
Start that whole movement. I can thank Eric. Eric wants royalties for that shit.
And
I will absolutely take all the royalties.
Yeah, we'll see. Catfish Bash is coming up.
Yes.
Right? We're coming up in June.
June 28th.
June, 18 teams registered, and we're looking for more teams to register. It's a kind of a lull. We haven't got any new teams to register. People look at us, $250. Well, you don't have to pay $250. No. You can pay $150. I get a lot of people say, the price keeps going up. The price keeps going up. Has it?
No.
It's $150 to join the tournament.
No.
You don't have to do the big fish.
No.
You don't have to do the blind bogey.
No.
Right? We're just doing these little side pots. We take suggestions from people.
Yeah.
We incorporate them if they're
make it a
they're
little
good.
funner.
Make it fun. Give you different opportunities to catch fish.
Mm-hmm.
Even last place gets a hook and big rod most of the time. Daniel, great sponsor, is very involved. Is always giving the guy that comes in with the smallest weight, hook and big rod. So maybe they
got one of these.
Chad's got one. I think I've won one. Yeah. I've got a lot of hook and big rods because Daniel over
there. That's
your
entire boat, Stoney. Don't lie.
But Daniel's another one that's huge into the fishing thing.
Yeah.
And I think I got him coming up here as a guest. I have to look at my guest list. I know I got him coming on at some point. Yeah, I do. Out in June 16th. Beautiful. We got Daniel coming on to talk about hook and big rods. We might try to pull that in sooner because I can probably get away with a couple guests a day or a show. But yeah, Catfish Bash coming up. Join. $150 will get you in the door. Then you decide how much more you want to add.
Well, and I'm not sure if the little, I don't know what you call it, a raffle.
Oh, raffle prizes.
About they're going to start doing the raffles, but they also got the sharing the information for the Catfish Bash. Make a comment and share on Facebook, and you could enter the raffle to win a hook and big rod also.
That's right. Jake was saying I have to go back and look at the post, but the more you share, they'll put your name in and get in there. And I can't forget Rebecca.
Yep.
Rebecca is she didn't like her title I gave her as CFO, her Chief Fundraising Officer.
Yep.
She wanted something like project manager, something a little more mellow. I'm like, no, titles are cheap. Go for the top.
Yeah.
But sure. She's great at organizing that and keeping track of those prizes, and where she's working on actively to go get a bunch of prizes for this next bash. And so bring your cash to the bash so you can get some prizes.
Yep.
And
the more tickets you buy, the more you'll probably win.
Very true. Let's see. What else?
What else we got? Anybody else got anything?
789.
789? Who's that? Someone's ordering?
That's Steve Duncan.
Steve Duncan's on? Uh-oh. I know he had karate or something, or jiu-jitsu or taekwondo or...
Oh, good.
I speak a lot of Japanese languages too.
Is that Steve Duncan, the one that we fished against?
Yeah, he said he was going to call in.
Cheat because he'd have kicked my ass if he's doing taekwondo or some shit.
He takes his daughter, I think. So I don't know if his daughter's doing it and he's just there observing, but hey, he's there. So
yeah, perfect. Got to be involved.
Is Steve on or no?
I'm sitting right here. Yeah.
What's up, buddy? So what did you think about the Titan? How you guys do? How do you think that went?
I think it went pretty good. I can't complain. I wish they would have weighed in at least their two fish, so we got to wait.
Well, I can tell you from our scales, it was 28 pounds. So
28
pounds total for the two fish. So you drug us through the coals, which, hey, my hat's off to you guys because you guys just outfished us like crazy, for sure.
Well, we helped them too. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Just kidding. We're helping everybody.
And honestly, if you feel that I stepped over the line with going where Stoney asked me, I apologize.
No, it's not for you to. It's my bad.
So.
It's my bad. I should know better.
Yeah, I just, you should, but you don't. So,
So, it happens. There's not much you can do about it. I mean,
just do better.
There's fish all around the lake, and it's just a matter of finding them.
yeah,
exactly. And that's the thing we struggle with a lot of times is where are they? They were there last week.
Yep.
And now they're gone. Just
they
gone.
were definitely gone.
But that's what makes it fun. That's why it's called fishing and not catching.
Yep.
But Steve, I appreciate you definitely calling in and saying a little bit about your experience, and that means a lot. And I know you guys are big supporters of all the things going on at Clear Lake, and you guys travel. It's not like us, complaining about 2-hour drive from Sacramento area. You're traveling what, 4, 5, 6,
9 hours.
How many?
9 hours.
9 hours.
Ooh.
I left yesterday at 3:30 a.m. and I got home about 11:30 yesterday.
And that's dedication. We're
Yes.
talking a
Yes.
1-day tournament to drive 9 hours.
Yep.
That's huge dedication to the sport, and my hat goes off to you guys. I don't think I'd
Yes,
drive
for
9
sure.
hours unless
No.
we're going to go that direction and go some blue fishing with these guys.
That would be fun.
If they'll show us some secrets.
Yeah.
So you guys talk too much to each other. We're not showing you anything. No, it's all good. That's why I've met some great people through catfishing.
Yes.
99% have been good. 98,
Mhm.
just like in everything you do, there's good and bad, and
I want to thank Chris and Viola for taking the time to do this.
Yes.
I think Chris is still on.
And then I know they were out enjoying their day with their new boat yesterday, or on Saturday, but I was more concerned about this fish dying than anything else.
Yeah, no, and that was that was another thing is when people want to weigh in fish early, a lot of people get bent out of shape and what the hell are they doing type of thing, and because I was talking to Darren, I said, hey, these guys are weighing a fish in early. They want me to go in and witness it, and the first thing was like, what the fuck? I'm like, we'll deal with that later, but it wasn't that. It was just like, again, it's all friendly. He understood it was to keep the fish alive. So yeah, you're gonna do, at the end of the day, we want to conserve the fish.
Yeah.
And if that means we got to weigh a fish in early, then that's what we're gonna do. Do we like to do that? Not all the time, because it could be an advantage to a team, but those are things we sort out as men and work it out.
Yep.
So
for sure. And I didn't have any advantage.
No, you didn't have any advantage. Well, you got to stop listening to me to begin with.
That's for sure.
That was your first mistake.
Yep.
Is the guy that never beats you, you're going to listen to.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I got nothing to say. I just
he was that desperate. He was that desperate. I'll even listen to Stoney to see where the fish are. He's full of baloney.
The wind beat me with the idiot stick yesterday.
Oh, dude, that wind was brutal. Dude, it was tough. I'm surprised we caught what we caught, because it was a tough fish for us as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yes.
We've got a lot to learn.
We do, and that's the beauty of this sport, is there's always something to learn. There's always going to be somebody better than you.
Yep.
You're never the best. You're never the best. So let's see. Where do I want to go next?
If I could say something,
yes, sir. Please.
I wanted to thank Darren and his wife and your teammate. His name's Brian.
Chad.
I was way off.
Yeah, a little bit.
He kept calling him Brian the whole time.
To be fair, he never says anything anyway. So I tried to find him on my Facebook, but I was looking him up as Brian. I don't know where Brian came from.
He's searching
Uh,
on Brian on Facebook.
He does look like a Brian too.
But I wanted to thank you, Tamara and Chad and Steve and Russ and Stoney for coming out and supporting us as well. And, I know, Steve, it's a long drive. And even you guys, Darren, I know you're a few hours out. You're not a Clear Lake guy either.
Yeah.
It was a late night for me. I left at 3 a.m. to get down there to launch you guys. And 3 minutes to spare, I made it.
Yep. Yep.
So, but I do. I appreciate you guys supporting us and coming out. And I look forward to November, man. Hopefully I get to fish against some of you guys.
Well, now
I
I'm
know-
looking forward to next year because I mean,
You're out.
I'm done. So I'm looking forward to next year's.
Well, I know me and Viola, we're not guaranteed to get to fish in November, so
Yeah.
we got the same risk you got, Darren.
Yeah, there's some good competition. That's for sure.
Yeah, but we are, Anthony and I are planning to go out on the bashes, or on the Titans, just to be there to support.
Yep.
We will not be talking to anybody, but we will be out there.
For some reason, I just don't believe you won't be talking to anybody.
Well, you say I talk too much?
Come on, Stoney.
No.
Where's that duct
Well,
tape at?
it's over there. Odie has it. But I mean, I would say if we're there to film or something, that's what I'll work out with Chris, just like I did with Jake, right? If we got Eric on the boat or a film person and we're catching footage for Catfish Wars, they're being flexible and allow some not normal things because these guys aren't fishing. They're filming.
And Eric's not normal.
He's very not normal.
Hey, don't listen to me about fishing tips. If you listen to me where to fish, that's your own stupid ass fault. I don't know where to fish.
No, apparently neither do I. But it's
You also knew that, Stoney. No, that's not new information.
But it's I if I'm out there, my how I do it needs to be different. It can't be showing you or telling you anything. It's more about, hey, we want to grab some footage and that's about it, and just leave it on that level, and that's what we'll work on. And yeah, big eye opener for us.
Bungee the toilet. That's
Anyway.
the last thing that's left.
Cool.
Oh, sorry. Are you on?
I want to give a shout out to a lot of our what I call sponsors, supporters, a lot of people that have been with Old Farts Fishing from the beginning, or future. But Hook 'em Big, Daniel Fountain's been a big part of our success, and his rods are great catfish rods. I got Amazing Fishing Willie Mays coming out. Yep. Next week he's our special guest. I'll confirm with him here, but he's supposed to come out and talk about what he does. He's out in Lancaster, California.
That's Triple X Blood guy, right?
That's the Triple X Blood. He's been a sponsor.
Chad's starting to really like that stuff.
You
You
we
might
use
have to
it.
Get me some more.
I can get it. I can get it. We have the hookups to get that stuff. But Willie Mays going to talk about his journey, and maybe I can get him talking a little bit about the Creek Lady. I'll tell you about the Creek Lady. And Snag 'em and Bag 'em. I've been one of the original guys with Snag 'em and Bag 'em and their products. And if you go to the website at snag'emandbag'em.com, use promo code StoneyStone, and you'll get 20% off, or 15%. I think it's 15%.
Okay.
I think it's 15.
15.
I mean, that's 15. I don't want to over. Matt will be like,
Yeah.
what? What's this 20%?
Yeah.
Of course, Johnson's Bait and Tackle. We have a special place with me. Kevin Brock, you guys see a lot of stuff I'm doing with him. There is kind of a partnership thing going. I do a lot of the social media, a lot of filming, a lot of promotion for him. And if you get a chance, if you haven't seen the Kevin Brock podcast that filmed last week, you can go get it on YouTube, on Old Farts Fishing YouTube, or go to Kevin Brock page and look for that, Real Talk with Kevin Brock. We didn't talk fishing last week.
It was a good one, though.
We talked, it was very spiritual, very emotional, very just learning about Kevin and his journey. And once you watch that, you're going to realize what this man has gone through. And I'm surprised he's even still here doing what he does.
Yeah.
But it's a really heartfelt podcast that dives deep into Kevin and how we came about, and a little bit about my past, but it's more about Kevin. So check that out. It's pretty cool. Champions Cleaning Solutions is a big supporter, sponsor.
Yep.
Always has. That's Anthony's business.
I wonder why.
Hey, you got to help the brother out, right? So Anthony's a big supporter of what we do in his business. So you need your solar panels cleaned, carpet cleaned, all that stuff. Definitely give Anthony a call. They know what they're doing. And then, of course, the guys who put all the videos together, Blue Dream Productions, and my company, Stoney's Photography, makes all that stuff happen. So that's kind of a rundown of everything. My next podcast is with Kevin on Thursday. I have no idea what we're talking about. I have some stuff that happened today with him. I just don't know if I'm at liberty to talk about it yet. But if I can, there'll be something we'll be talking about on Thursday. I just got to figure out if we're at liberty to share just a little bit of things that happened today. So if we can, that'll be cool. It'll be a cool video coming out. But I just got to work a few little strings on what I'm talking about. So that'll be exciting if I can share that.
So have we got any updates from Matt, though, on his big news?
No, not yet. I got to get him back in, but they bought a tackle shop out there near the Delta somewhere, and trying to get some more details about what's up his sleeve. And and this is a thing for me. People are like looking at. I support Johnson's. I support Kevin with the tackle box and Chico. I'll be supporting Matt. I'm not loyal to any of these. It's like we have a platform.
No, you're loyal to all of them.
We're loyal to all of them. We have a platform for you to come on. If you have an event, you have something going on, you want to get on the podcast, just hit me up. I'm easy to find. Phone numbers out there, email, everything. There's so many ways. Smoke signal. Yeah, that even works best.
Stoney likes smoke signals.
I like smoke signals. But get a hold of me. If you're a fisherman and you have a small business and you want to pitch your business and talk about what you do, it doesn't even have to be fishing related, right? But if you're a fisherman and you run a small business, we want to hear about it, right? Because it costs money to be a fisherman, which means if it costs money, it means you have money, which means you can support local guys like carpet cleaning. Every once in a while you need your carpets cleaned or windows cleaned, or you need a photographer. You're selling your house and you need good real estate photography. Tell your agent, give Stoney's Photography a call. So that's why I like to get the small business owners. They don't always have to be tackle shops. It could be a guide business. I look down the list. I got James Stone coming on for NorCal Guides Association. James Powers is a guide. Rudy Devine's a guide. I got J&J Tackle Company going to come on as a guest. So just the list is growing and growing, and I'm having to double up guests at times because it is growing, and I don't want to get people pushed all the way out to next year. So we'll keep them coming. We want to hear from you. We want to give you a platform to voice and say. So we got 5 minutes left to the top of the hour. We still have a bunch of people on. Anybody online have any questions? Want to bring something up? Something you want to shout out or talk about, an event, anything. Here's your 5 minutes of fame.
We do have Daniel Fountain on the line.
Oh, Daniel is a guest coming up too.
Big.
Hook 'em big.
Hook 'em big.
Or not at all. No, Daniel's been sharing the crap out of this podcast every time I post it out. I was like, I've shared to a few groups, and I think I'm doing a good job. And then Daniel comes in, and it's like I see it all over. Like, so Daniel, love you, man. It's awesome that you're getting the word out. Definitely appreciate everything you do with your rods and your racks. And so nobody has any questions. Nothing want to ask the Peanut Gallery online. Well, at least me. My producer's on the phone, not even looking. Anybody? Nope. All right.
Going once.
Going twice.
Going twice.
We are sold.
See, this is why I was wrapping up last week.
I know, Eric. So
Time.
about the same time,
end it. Keep it to the full 8 hour or to the 8. Oh, we can talk about driving with Stony Stone.
So I got a couple driving with Stony Stone things real here. So
Stony Stone, driving with Stony Stone is actually making some money.
We are making some money on that. So if you haven't checked out driving with Stony Stone, it is a little fishing related because coming back from Clear Lake.
There's a lot of driving here to Clear Lake.
I'm coming back from Clear Lake. I'm tired. Dropped Anthony off. I still got hour and a half to get home, and I'm in the slow lane, doing 65. Now I'm on I-5 and speed limit's 70. Now I am towing. I'm towing a trailer. It's supposed to be 55. I get it, but I guarantee you, anybody driving 55 is getting run off the road. I don't care if you have a trailer, not a trailer. Nobody drives 55. The Sammy Hagar, I can't drive 55. Anyway, I'm just taking it easy in the slow lane. There's a semi a little bit in front of me. There's a car in front of me. We're all just chugging along at 65. I look in my mirror and I see a CHP coming down the highway. He's gonna sneeze. Coming down the highway, and I'm thinking, I'm already doing 65. No point of stopping, slowing down. If he's gonna give me a ticket, bust me, I'm already there. So I'm just gonna keep going. with the flow of traffic.
Yep.
I'm not going to impede traffic by going to 55. I kept it there. He's like pacing me right next to me, won't pass me. And I'm like, what is he doing, right? And I'm like, do I look? Do I not look? And I'm just like staring. And I'm like, well, I got to relax and just act cool, right? So I'm like, put my arm up with this. And all of a sudden I hear this beep, beep. He's like honking his horn. And I'm like, I look over and he just looks at me and goes, 55.
Stoney's like, hi.
I'm like, hey. and so I slow it down. He passes me and he's got his blue and yellows on, just chasing somebody else down. But the cool part was he didn't give me a ticket for going over 55. I thought if he did, that would have been a dick move because I'm not weaving in and out of traffic. I'm not going faster. I'm like,
How wobbly was that trailer?
no, it's straight as an arrow. It doesn't wobble.
Then you're
Does
good.
it? I don't know. I don't know if it wobbles. I don't think it wobbles.
From behind.
I don't look at your behind. But anyway, that was kind of the driving with Stoney Stone. And then I just sent Eric some footage of Friday, I think it was. I was driving, and there's this lady in this black little mini SUV thingy, and she's cutting in and out of traffic. And I'm watching her in the mirror just cutting in and out. She's in the slow lane. I'm in the fast lane. She's right in my ass. And I'm like, there's a car in front of me. There's nowhere for me to go. I'm already doing 75 miles an hour. I'm like, you're not responsible for my ticket, so I'm just going to stay where I'm at.
Yep.
Well, she goes over to the right lane, and I see her try to get over. She can't get over. She tried to get over. Well, she finally gets her brake, right? And she comes in behind me, cuts around the car, comes right up on this semi-truck, and then sticks it right in front of me between the car that's in front of me, which is almost like half a car length. It's not even a full car length. Almost takes the front bumper off. I'm on the horn, and Eric will get that video out here at some point. But I'm thinking, what a bitch. Really, that little one car length made a big difference for you.
Yeah, she's going to get to wherever she's going 1/3 of a second faster.
And I see that more and more when I'm towing the trailer.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
even though I'm not doing the speed limit, you still want to get around me.
Oh, yeah.
But check out Driving with Stoney Stone. A lot of crazy videos. Most of them are Eric's.
Yeah.
Don't let me forget. I'm going to recruit a new Driving with Stoney Stone member.
Yeah.
Darren's getting a dash cam from me today because he gets some crazy footage. So Darren will be providing some footage for us as well.
Yeah, you're going to hear a lot of cussing from me.
Well, that's the thing. Eric had a 2x4. You got to go watch Driving with Stoney Stone. A 2x4 come through the window and not
4x4?
Oh, sorry, 4x4. Don't want to rob him of his 2 inches.
I want my full 2 inches there.
But it comes right through the window, and all I see or hear was, I didn't hear anything but the window and the car filled with glass, and then he just pulls over. Dude, I would have been cussing up a storm. You would have to beep, 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 beep every other word. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, and then there was another one that he got some crazy footage. There's so much he gets, but there's one, and all I hear is, he's just a little giggle, and I was cracking.
Oh, that's because the biker spit on the guy who caused the problem. And I didn't realize what happened behind me until I was reviewing the footage later.
Yeah. So you got to go check out Driving with Stoney Stone. A lot of just silly. Some of them aren't real spectacular. It just shows a lot of stupidity in drivers. And sometimes we're at fault. I mean, people will make comments like, oh, you should have been that. Or it's like, we get so much hate comments, but bring the comments. I don't care if it's hate.
Because we get money.
Exactly. The more comments you make, the more money we make. So keep them coming. But we are at the top of the hour. Darren, you got to put that duct tape on here because you know me. I just keep talking and talking and talking. What do you got? Anything you want to talk about now? I did. I put it now. Like last time you tried to put it on my mouth. So I put it over there.
No, it's good. You know, like I said, we had a good time this last weekend. It was rough. Learning experience. I'll be out there trying to get you disqualified in July. You can't win now.
I know, right?
Go on, so you're not going to go on.
That makes me want to try even more. But yeah,
I'll be out there for the Derby in a couple weeks.
Oh, very good. Not even talk about the Derby. Not that I'm dissing them, but yeah, to go check out the Derby. $10,000 is what they pay out. A lot of money. It's been on 40 some years or something. It's been a long time. Yeah.
That one's a crazy one.
It is. I've done it a few times and I had a blast. It's
That's
just
just a constant fishing one too, isn't it?
it's 3 days, right? I think it's 3 days, just 24
Go, go,
hours.
go.
One fish.
Friday at noon and ends at Sunday, or I think at noon.
Yep.
Oh wow,
One fish
one fish.
You
from
can
bank,
you
from
can win
shore, from boat.
time.
You can do it
You
again,
can
Chris?
weigh in multiple times. If you catch a
Oh,
big
okay.
and weigh it in. Yeah.
So you can move up the ladder, right?
Yes. Yes.
So I don't know. It's interesting. I'm not going to do it this year. I got a lot more going on. I think next weekend we're going to go back and try to get some more striper and do some striper fishing. We just got to figure out if we're going to go beat up the river or if we're going to go back to the delta. But
Oh, you're going to beat something for sure.
oh yeah, we always do. Anyway,
But,
All right, Stoney, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a good one.
yeah, we're
Thanks.
bouncing right now. Thanks guys
Thank
for
you, guys.
sticking in there. Next week, like I said, we got Big Willie. Enjoy your nights and thanks for calling into a minute with Stoney Stone.
Fade to black.
next week. Next week.
Oh my God.